What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's Thursday. It's Thursday before fight week, UFC Vancouver, I believe, in Canada. But before I jump into that, I just want to catch up on some news. So, not my usual setting. I'm back in my hometown of Goshen, Indiana, and it's beautiful weather out right now. So I just wanted to hop on, cover this stuff before I get on with some other things for the rest of the day, visiting family and whatnot. But so a couple news stories broke. Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman, the trilogy, the fight that absolutely no one is asking for, and it's going to take place in the boxing ring on the Jake Paul Tank Davis undercard. This, man, I just hate when these guys, and I understand, former fighter, but sometimes it's just so hard for these guys to let it go. And I know Weidman just retired. They gave him a great retirement package for the UFC, from the UFC. But, man, and then as soon as he gets done with that, he tries to get signed to GFL. GFL falls through as of right now. Supposedly they put out a statement last week. They have some things coming up next year. But that's hearsay, nearsay, or it's hearsay. We don't know if that's actually going to happen. And then Anderson, he just still can't let it go. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anderson looks good in the boxing ring. He's not the best. I mean, the guy's he's probably coming up on 50. I know he's in his 40s for sure. But I don't even know why this fight is getting made. I think it's just a grab for the MMA casual fans that recognize the names to help sell the just bullshit fight of what is Jake Paul and Tank Davis. But just first off reactions. One, why is this fight being made? And two, I can see Chris Weidman getting knocked the fuck out brutally by Anderson Silva. But yeah, I saw it today, literally a couple hours ago, and I couldn't believe it was real. So that's the first breaking news that I've saw so far today. And then I saw some other breaking news. Jorge Masvidal was awarded by a judge in Florida $5.3 million against the company that promoted him versus Nate Diaz in the boxing match. I believe it was last year or the year before. He was supposed to be paid $6 million and then a $1 million bonus if he got the victory against Nate Diaz. He lost a split decision, and he was only paid $1 million is what he's saying, or $150,000 advance, and then $1 million the night of. So he was still owed, $4.8 million, and the judge did approve of that. So he will be getting paid 5.3, I believe, is what he was owed, or what he's going to get from the judge, from Florida judge. And on that, I know Nate Diaz had spoke about it on a couple podcasts before last year, and he was very, very close-lipped about it. He said he couldn't really talk about it because it was in the court system already. But he was supposed to get paid, I think he was given $1 million advance and then $1 million after the fight. But he had signed for, I think it was 9 or 10 million. So now that Jorge Masvidal's his litigation is already done and ran its course, and he's getting paid the money, I think probably in the next week or so, maybe the week or 2 weeks, there should be some breaking news that Nate Diaz is going to be awarded his money that he's still owed. So good for those guys. That's the thing, man. When you guys leave, when you're used to running or fighting in a promotion that's as well-oiled as the UFC, you get used to being paid on time, not getting screwed out of your money that you signed to fight for. And then you always get bonuses on top if you have the great finishes like Masvidal has gotten and like Nate Diaz has gotten. And then you go off and you try to do your own ventures, which is not a bad thing. But then you start dealing with these just greasy, fucking no good wannabe boxing promoters that just will screw you at every turn that they can. They offered him $6 million to Masvidal, $10 million to Nate, and they both got not even a fourth, an eighth of that. I mean, hell, if Nate was supposed to get 10, he only got $1 million, so he still owed $9 million. Like, that is absolute madness. So good for them, man. I'm glad they're going to get their money, and I'm glad that the court actually worked in their favor. Another story that I saw, just scrolling through some of the news that I've missed the last 2 days from traveling and whatnot. People are making a big thing. Oh, Joe Rogan's getting replaced by Laura Sanko at UFC 321. It's not that big a deal, guys. Joe Rogan, it's in his contract that he does not do pay-per-views outside of the U.S. And it's been like that for the last 3 or 4 years. I believe it's the last 3 or 4 years, Joe Rogan doesn't do outside the U.S. domestic pay-per-views or fight nights. So, and I like Laura Sanko. I think she's done a really good job lately. She's getting better. She just needs more time in the booth. But I'm not mad with it. So if it is, I believe that's going to be the Abu Dhabi. So I could see Anik, DC Laura, or Anik Dominic Laura would be okay. I could even see Gooden Dominic Laura or Gooden DC Laura. I don't think after last week they're going to put Gooden and Bisping back together again. I didn't really catch it as it was going on, but after reviewing it, there was a couple times where the Bisping kind of snapped at Gooden, which it was just them two, so I can see how that can happen. There's not that third person in the booth to kind of break up, the calls and the exchanges and when people are trying to break things down. So I don't know if they're going to have Bisping and Gooden in together anytime soon, at least not just the two of them. So I'm not mad at it, man. I like Laura Sanko. She is a former fighter as well. She still trains. She knows what she's talking about. And as far as I'm concerned in this sport, if you know what the fuck you're talking about, then you should have a voice, or you should be able to explain things, because Laura Sanko could probably break down jiu-jitsu than 70% of the casual fan, or the fans that are casuals. I would just say 70% of fans in general, because a lot of that 70%, I would say 55% are casuals, and then the other percentage of people that are just started jiu-jitsu who don't have the pedigree of jiu-jitsu of Laura Sanko. I believe she's a black belt. She knows what the hell she's talking about. So I'm not mad at it, right? So good for her. She's worked her way up. It's not like she's just getting gifted things. So she's very well deserving of this little promotion that she's getting. Let's see. Let's go to UFC in Vancouver. The main event, Reinier de Ridder versus Brendan Allen. Reinier de Ridder, of course, I was disappointed. He was scheduled to fight Fluffy Hernandez, which I thought was going to be a banger of a fight. Both guys love the grappling. De Ridder has really good jiu-jitsu. Fluffy Hernandez has good jiu-jitsu as well, great wrestling, and just a gas tank. He's like the middleweight Marab. He never gasses out. He always finds a way, especially after his last performance against Delice. I mean, just absolutely ragdolled him and got the win late. I believe it was the 4th round. So, but he pulls out with an injury. Sorry, guys, this train's coming by. He pulls out with injury. Brendan Allen steps in. It's not a bad fight. I don't think it's going to have the hype as the original fight was, because I believe this De Ridder Fluffy Hernandez fight was going to be a #1 contender, possibly. But with Imavov getting the big win, I think he's going to get the next shot at Hamzat. I don't think De Ridder, with the win over Brendan Allen, even if it's a sub, I don't think he's going to get the next shot, because Brendan Allen just doesn't carry the weight, his name, as far as in the contendership. Now, if it would have been Fluffy and De Ridder gets a finish over Fluffy, then I believe he would get the next shot, but he didn't. They have right now Reinier de Ridder at -225, Brendan Allen at +185. I think De Ridder is pretty good bet, even though he's the favorite, but I would say I would lean submission victory for Reinier de Ridder. I think he's just better than Allen on the ground, and he's pretty much better than a lot of guys at the middleweight division in the grappling department as far as jiu-jitsu wise. But I think De Ridder would be a pretty safe bet. If you want to throw a little bit more on it, De Ridder by submission would be not a bad bet as well. I don't have the full lines. I will do a full breakdown probably tomorrow or Saturday morning with the prop bets and everything, but as of right now, just looking over it, first time De Ridder over Brendan Allen. The co-main event, my man from Fort Worth, Kevin Holland, my boy, the Trailblazer, taking on Mike Malott. Mike Malott coming off 2 big wins. I think he's going to have his hands full with Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, man, when he's dialed in, I think he's so hard to beat. But when he's not, you know, he shows just parts in his game where he just either didn't prepare well enough or he just gets caught off guard. I think he's going to be, you know, focused and well prepared for Mike Malott. He's actually the slight underdog. Mike Malott's coming in at -115. Kevin Holland at -105. I'm still going to give the nod to my boy Kevin Holland. Yeah, man, Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland will get it done by knockout. I think so. I think his striking is so unorthodox. Mike Malott hasn't seen anybody like Kevin Holland. The only guy that he's fought with a similar frame to Kevin Holland was Neil Magny, and Neil Magny finished him. So, and Kevin Holland has good jiu-jitsu as well. Don't get it twisted. He is a black belt under oh my God, I just went blank. And I actually started training jiu-jitsu there myself. Travis Lutter, sorry. He is a black belt under Travis Lutter, so he's legit. And I've seen his grappling. He can grapple. His wrestling needs some more work, but he's working on it. So Kevin Holland for the win for me, and I think it's going to be by a stoppage. I don't know if it's going to be a knockout or a sub, but I'm going to go Kevin Holland by stoppage. And then the next fight down, the feature fight, Marlonchito Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. That's going to be a great fight. Zahabi, of course, coming off the big win over Jose Aldo. Kind of controversial. Some people had Aldo winning the first 2 rounds, and then he drops Zahabi in the third. Zahabi weathers the storm, comes back, puts the work on Jose Aldo in that 3rd round. But I think it was the 2nd round, which was kind of a toss-up round. It could have went either way. A lot of people thought Jose Aldo won, and then the other side thought Zahabi won. I thought it was a close decision, and I think it could have went either way. So I'm not mad that Zahabi got the win over Jose Aldo, but I did think Jose Aldo just did just enough in the first 2 rounds to squeak out a victory, especially in a 3-round fight. But Zahabi's good, man. He's shown that he can take it, and he can adjust, and he can come back and win. I think this is going to be a good fight for him against Cheeto. I think the longer it stays on the feet, Cheeto has a better chance to get the win. But he desperately needs a win. Cheeto needs a win bad. He's coming off 2 losses. The beatdown that he got from Sean O'Malley, and then he lost to Davison Figueiredo, which I thought he should have. That was his opportunity to make a stamp in the bantamweight division, especially because Figgy had just came up. I think this was his 1st or 2nd fight at bantamweight up from flyweight, and I thought that was a golden opportunity for Vera to just put him in his place, and he couldn't do it, man. And Davison Figueiredo showed great grappling in that fight. Got Cheeto down and actually wobbled him late in that 3rd round. So hats off to Davison Figueiredo, especially coming off his win against Montel Jackson this past weekend. But I think Marlon Vera needs a big win, and I hope he gets it. He is the underdog at +115. They have Ayman Zahabi coming in at -135. I always have at least one fight on the cards where I'm just like, I don't know why, but I'm going to pick Cheeto on this fight. I think he needs to get back in the win column, and I think he can get it done. And I think he can get it done by TKO. I believe so. So I'm going to go Marlon Vera. The next fight down, Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. This is going to be a close fight. Jasudavicius is surging. She's shown like she can be a real contender, but Manon Fiorot coming off her loss against Valentina. It sucks for Manon Fiorot because outside of Valentina, she pretty much can beat most of the people in the women's flyweight division. She is the big favorite at -235. Jasudavicius +190. I'm gonna go Manon Fiorot here just because of the way she can strike, the way she can keep you at distance. I mean, she fought Valentina a good fight. It's not like she got completely shut out. She had her moments in that fight, but Valentina just showed that she's one of the greatest of all time. So I'm gonna go Manon Fiorot here. She's -235. You could even maybe go for a TKO if she can get, she can catch Jasudavicius with something. Manon Fiorot really actually does a pretty good job of stopping the fight when she gets him hurt. So I'm going to go Manon Fiorot on that fight. Let me go down. Let's see. Don't really know that fight. I haven't really. Let's see. Keith Nelson is the main card. Is the first fight on the main card, I believe. He's taking on Matt Frivola. Oh, man. I didn't see this one in the initial breakdown. Matt Frivola, the favorite, -125. Nelson, plus 105. It's at 155 pounds. I'm trying to see who is Nelson. So Nelson coming off a loss to Garcia. UFC Fight Night, Burns, Padilla, Builder. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 3-1-1 in his last 5. Kyle Nelson out of Canada. I'm going to go with Matt Frevola on this one. Matt Frevola's fought the better competition, and he's going to be hungry for a win. Give me Matt Frevola, even as a favorite, minus 125. Let's see. Let's go down. Let's see. Bulgari, Bikov, Luciano, Proplech, Dober, Barlow, Silva. You know what? I'm going to call it right there. A lot of these other fights aren't really jumping out at me that much. You got Air Jourdain taking on Grant. Jourdain is the favorite, minus 175. I really don't feel like going through this again right now. You know what? Let's just end with the Matt Frevola fight. It's going to be a pretty good card for Fight Night. The main, co-main, feature, and the Manel-Fiore fight, Jasovicius, are all good fights, and I will be watching. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's a little breakdown and some news that I've missed the last couple of days. So I'll have another breakdown with the full prop bets and everything probably tomorrow or Friday. But until then, hit the like, hit the subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace.